Speech from the Boris of the Johnston. Yes, Wurzel will be making his announcement later. And what could it be? Hello Chunky, it's only me, it's Alex Belfield for a Monday morning, a new week, and here we go on a bank holiday Monday, not that it makes any difference. We find out more truths about our future. Will they backtrack? Will they double down? Will they put in more enforced unlawful laws? Or will they let us free, fly like birds? Well, we'll find out this afternoon when Boris of the Johnston decides to grace us with his presence on a Monday to ruin it in a freezing cold, rather chinny Easter Monday. Isn't it funny how it's been sunny all weekend and then the government decide to speak and suddenly there's a chill comes in from the rear. Yes, you want to be very careful. I say you batten down the hatches, you cover your rear passage and get ready for a storm to brew. The problem with Boris's announcement this afternoon is it's already leaked. We brought it you at 5 o'clock, didn't we, on Saturday, ahead of the newspapers that had it on Sunday. They're a bit behind, aren't they, the press? It's a shame, really. New media here at YouTube is always leagues ahead. We brought you the news that they won't be using enforced passports for pubs and restaurants. There's various things where it won't happen, but let me just give you an insight into these passports. It is utter lunacy. It will never happen. It's the new mass testing in Liverpool, which had a 60% failure rate. Do you remember about that? Track and trace costing 37 billion. It will be brought in and forgotten immediately for various reasons. As I've said before, it's against human rights, it's discriminatory, and it doesn't allow those who haven't had the opportunity to have it to partake in things that they're legally allowed to do, like going to a pub if they're over 18, or indeed go and see some twirlies mincing around a stage if they want to go to theatre. On the banned list is cinemas and theatres. These people will sue. They will never ever allow the government to get away with this. They're already allegedly on their knees, although theatres have had about £3 billion so far in loans and grants. Yes, this seems to be the way that we give twirlies money, we give art, we give lefty loons, we leave the Guardian readers to be swimming in seas of blank cheques that they can spend on their Celia Immeries, head of box ticking, and lesbians. Yes, we know what they do in theatres. Well, they've got plenty of money, but they will argue this is completely ridiculous. At a time they're already 50% of capacity due to social distancing, they're now going to be fucked because they can't get anybody under the age of 60 in because they haven't had the vaccination, and unless you've had 2 pricks you can't come in. This will never work. Trust me, we just need to calm down and hold our nerve. So here's the list then of what we can and can't do under these new leaked vaccine plans that Boris is going to talk about this afternoon. Trust me, it won't happen. Just don't worry. It's totally unenforceable, it's completely discriminatory and will not be allowed. Don't you worry about that. We will get it sorted like with the pubs and the restaurants. You cannot stop people. And may I remind you, at a time they were talking about putting this into pubs and restaurants, they are more safe than hospitals and schools. So none of it makes sense. We know that supermarkets are another example where they're just not COVID safe comparatively. If your argument is that you need to be washing your hands and tracking and tracing and being obsessed about the old Kung Flu, even though 99% of people don't die of it, how could you possibly argue that pubs that have gone above and beyond and restaurants that are whizzing their tits off with all the nonsense of COVID, with all the plastic sheeting and the perspex and the beekeeper's masks, the gimp masks and the gloves and all the other nonsense? Yes, they're even wearing condoms on their feet just in case you get it through the old toenails. You know how you can get the old syphilis, the old gonorrhea through the toenails, or you might get the old Kung Flu. That's what they're worried about. They've even thought of that. This is utter bollocks. It won't happen. We must calm down. So don't worry what Boris says this afternoon. It'll be brought in and thrown out just like mass testing, which was a huge, complete and utter waste of money and disaster. Do you remember when we brought the army up to stay in Pontins, the poor bastards? Yes, they'd rather be at the Penally barracks where the immigrants, the asylum seekers won't live. The dinghy divers even said it was not fit for purpose. Yet our army lads were forced to stay at Pontins. What a shame. Hello, campers. Coming on in the Warrion Ballroom will be the later... This is my Birmingham accent, by the way. Did you know that Gladys Pugh was from Birmingham? Yeah, right, Sam. Yeah, welcome to the Warrion Ballroom. You're right. Maplins. Oh, you're right, so Pollard. Nice to see you. You're all right, Sam. Yeah, ta-ra, duck and all that. Anyway, that wasn't why you called. Forget about this nonsense. They're trying to wind us up. And trust me, passports will not happen.
Well, I think a huge resistance is finally building in Calgary, small place in in Canada, well, a significant place, a priest ran the police out, calling them Nazis and the Gestapo, and he was actually right. They invaded his church on Good Friday. Outrage. The man stood up to them and ran them out. And then in Rio, recently, last day or two, the police went on the beach to try to close the beach down, and the beach goers ran them off the beach. These are all good signs that people are waking up and resisting. Thank you.